Hey, my name is Angel Spear. I am the finance angel. I help entrepreneurs, helping them to leverage their credit so they can actually get funding. I've literally been doing people here since I was like 11 years old. So like 25 plus years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you have your own salon?
Yeah, here in Atlanta, salon suite, stuff like that.
So what happened? Like, what was the transition? Like, why'd you stop after 25 years?
What changed for me was the death of my son. My son was my only son, Gabriel, who was 18 years old. He was murdered by his supposed to be best friends, boys that he grew up with since he was in 5th grade. So when that happened, I was both homicidal and suicidal, kind of like pushed back from everything at that point. So for almost a year's time, I didn't do anything really. So I'm like, yeah, I had to figure it out. So I transitioned from here into transportation. So one day I woke up and was like, I'm gonna go buy a truck.
Okay.
And I mean, it worked out. It worked. I have to tell my story because I know it can help other people. So that's my why now, and that's the thing that keeps me pushing to do it. I made all the mistakes. I've been through all of that for you so that you don't have to. So that you can actually start it, build it, scale it, and protect it. If I could do it, you could do it.
What's going on, family? It's Ayo and Cody, and today's episode is sponsored by Mailbox Millionaire Academy, the #1 credit and business buying mentorship in the country. Mailbox Millionaire Academy teaches high-level entrepreneurs and first-time business owners how to buy small, profitable businesses that already work. Businesses with systems, cash flow, and real customers already in place. And the best part about it is if you don't have the money, you can use creative financing strategies you'll get inside the academy. Let's be real, y'all. Most people want to get into commercial real estate, but they don't want to deal with tenants, trash, and toilets. That's exactly why you need to understand self-storage facilities, the #1 performing real estate-based business model in the country. With self-storage, you get appreciation, the value goes up, you get equity, ownership, and monthly cash flow. But the best part about it, without tenants living in your property.
And here's the wild part. 90% of businesses fail within the first 10 years. Self-storage has a 92% success rate. Most people also think that, hey, listen, in order for me to get started, I need a lot of money. And I'm here to tell you guys that is absolutely false, because my guy Ramel Newworlds, the lead instructor at Mailbox Millionaire Academy, literally teaches people how to buy their first self-storage business with little to no money out of pocket. And right now, he's giving away a free intensive training. All you have to do is text the word MOTION, so that's MOTION, to the number 347-429-6496 to get instant access. Again, text the word MOTION, so that's MOTION, to the number 347-429-6496 and tell them, listen, you came from the Motion and Success family, so that way he can bless you guys. Let's get back to this episode because this one is going to be a banger.
All right, y'all. So welcome back to another episode of Motion and Success. Listen, guys, my name is Cody Brown, and I got my co-host with me today.
It's Ayo, and listen, we are back with another amazing episode. I'm really excited for this one, bro.
I'm excited for this one as well. So this is an episode where we get to interview a young lady by the name of Angel. She is crushing it in the financial literacy space. She's helping entrepreneurs build their credit, get coverage, and everything. So if you're an entrepreneur, you're looking to get more coverage, if you're looking to get more funding, you're looking to scale your business, this is the podcast that you got to watch from the start all the way over to the end, because I promise you this is going to be a banger. So as you guys are here right now, for anybody that wants to get a free course, go ahead and text us to the number 646-624-0611. Text the word GHL. We'll go ahead and give you a software that has been working for us along with a free course. If you go anywhere else, there is no other opportunity for that. So listen, guys, go ahead and text the word GHL to the number 646-624-0611. I promise you, this software has literally changed the game for us over the past few months. So Angel, go ahead and introduce yourself. Let the people know who you are, and we can get started from there.
Hey, my name is Angel Spear. I am the finance angel. What I do is I help entrepreneurs stop blocking their access to capital. All right, it's by way of just helping them, make sure that their businesses are structured, helping them to leverage their credit so they can
Yeah.
actually get funding that they need for the business, so that they can actually start it, build it, scale it, and protect it.
Okay.
So they can have a business of their dreams.
Nice. Okay. So you want to get started, bro?
Yeah, definitely. I want a little bit of, we like to jump in the backstory, like kind of like, because I know before all the success, before all the business success, who was Angel before that?
Ah, man. Angel was a young girl who lived basically off love. Like, how people have like fantasies of life and all that as a kid?
Yeah.
I was one of those people, but I kind of knew exactly what I wanted for my life already.
Right.
So I was like the 7-year-old kid who like, I come from a really large family, my cousins would come over and I would like see them as like my baby dolls. I would take apart their hair, do their hair. I would get in trouble. So from back in the day, I knew what I wanted. From 7 years old, I could tell you I wanted one son, and I wanted to do hair. Yeah, I wanted to do hair. Oh, and I also wanted to become a lawyer when I was a kid.
What kind of lawyer you thinking?
As a kid, I don't know. I just knew I would see stuff on TV and be like, I want to do that.
Was it like, because like I know sometimes when they be like people who talk a lot, you're gonna end up being a lawyer or something like that. Or people that debate a lot.
Right. What they say, like on the one rap song, right? Yeah, but no. So I knew I wanted to be an attorney. It was later on that I was like, hey, I wanted to be like in criminal justice. But then I started looking like, it was too much going on. And I started noticing they like the biggest liars, and they sometimes could know that their person is guilty. I didn't want to do that. So I was like, yeah, the lawyer thing kind of went. But what stuck with me was hair. Like, I literally been doing people hair since I was like 11 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
Up until like how long?
Up until basically COVID. Yeah. So like 25 plus years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you have your own what you call it, salon?
Yeah. Here in Atlanta, I had salon suite, stuff like that for years. I was on a street called Memorial Drive in Atlanta for years. I'm talking years.
I
Like,
think I'm familiar with
like 12 years.
Yeah. So what happened? Like, what was the transition? Like, why'd you stop after 25 years? You had your own salons, you had your suites, you had people coming to you. I'm sure you got repeat clients for. You probably seen them when they were kids, and so they got old. Like, I remember my barber at one point. I was like a kid, like a little jit. You know what I mean? Like a young boy.
You grow into a man.
Years and years and years and years, he's seen me grow as a teenager.
For sure, it becomes family at that point. So
Basically.
for sure. Like, so I really loved the hair industry. It afforded me a lot of opportunities. I became a teenage mom, so it helped me to be able to be there and make sure I could be there for my son, one, financially. But I never had to miss anything with him. I was always at track meets, football games, whatever it is that they had. Teacher could call, I could pull up to the school, whatever the situation was. So I love that part of it, and I also excelled pretty good with it. So I went on different reality shows and was doing hair and different stuff like that in LA, all type of stuff. But what changed for me was the death of my son. So when that happened, I kind of like pushed back from everything at that point. So for almost a year's time, I didn't do anything really. So I started getting my momentum back, and then here come COVID.
Yeah.
So it was like, all right, with that, I said, you know what? It'll never be a time where I have to sit in the house and not make money again. Because I just came from that, So I'm like, yeah, I had to figure it out. So I transitioned from here into transportation. So one day I woke up and was like, I'm going to go buy a truck.
Okay.
And I mean, it worked out. So I started scaling that business, but it was not fulfilling for me. I don't love it. I've never drove a truck. I don't have a CDL.
Yeah.
So with that, I guess it became more of just the business aspect because I love doing business, but it wasn't fulfilling. It wasn't something that I love to do.
Right.
So yeah, that's
that definitely sounds like a hard and a tough journey, especially after a loss, and still, having to go out, pay bills, still go out and hustle. Like, how was your mindset during that time, and like, how'd you overcome something like that?
And I'm gonna just be always 100 who I am. I'm gonna put it all on the table. During the time, my son was my only son, Gabriel, who was 18 years old. So when that happened, I was both homicidal and suicidal. You understand? Because it's like you go from being there with your child every day, him leaving, say, hey, Ma, I love you, I'll see you later, to never seeing him again. So that was the hardest thing. So my mindset was not there, right? And I think the piece that made it even harder was the lack of knowledge that I had about protection, like coverage, insurance. Because, you think, oh, okay, well, I got insurance for him. He was a writer on my policy this whole time. You think, oh, that's going to be enough. It's not sufficient. I had a $25,000 policy, which he was a writer on. He had 2 services. I didn't work for over 6 months, you know, so it's like you got bills, all type of things, you know, so it's like, thankfully, I've always been a type that was decent with money and my credit was good. So I was able to keep going, but it showed me like, yo, I have to learn more about the life insurance thing. And now, not just for me, I have to teach others with that. So that became another part of the life, but yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that was what my mindset was.
Okay. Question: if you don't mind me asking, how did he pass away? What happened?
So the story that I got was that he was murdered by his supposed to be best friends, boys that he grew up with since he was in 5th grade, like they all the way through 12th grade of high school. So for what I understand, it's supposed to be more of a jealousy thing. That story is still like, that's another thing that made it really, really hard for me to deal with the situation. Because from you being in your child's life the entire time and then being like essentially your best friend, telling you the stuff that I should not know. One thing I would say about Gabriel, his name is Gabe. He's Gabriel, I'm Angel.
Yeah.
My thing with him was always, yo, it don't matter what you tell other people in the streets. Like when it comes to us, don't lie to us because we're the only one who can help you get through it. So he'd tell me stuff like, yo, I did this, or this happened, or, you know, and be honest. So for me, having that relationship with him to not knowing what happened to him, it's like insane.
Yeah.
So that was just, so even now still, it's like, you know, you get conflicting things. So the detectives say this thing, you know, you hear people on the street say that, you just kind of, but one thing I know for sure is my baby is not here. So I guess now it don't matter what happened or what's the situation. It's like I'm still living with that every day.
Yeah. How do you do it every day?
Man, I guess, I don't even say I guess, God. Because God and therapy, right? And like, yeah, literally my therapist has been like my saving grace and God, because I still deal with it every day. And it's hard to get up every day because you sitting there like you don't have anybody else. Why do I go so hard? Today I wake up and I'm like, yo, I don't have to go hard today because what is my why? You hear people say all the time their why is, oh, it's my kids. It's my family, is this. I don't have that. I'm divorced and my child is gone. So I guess now it's just me knowing now my why is I have to get in front of these cameras now because I never used to do it. I have to tell my story because I know it can help other people. So that's my why now, and that's the thing that keeps me pushing to do it. As difficult as it is, I mean, going through it, you suffer depression. Some days I'm depressed. Some days I don't want to do it, but I think about the people. I have to.
No, I really love that because honestly, like a lot of people, when things like that happen, they don't really know how to grieve. A lot of them, you know, they put the business aside. They kind of enter a space where it's like, you know, they're not in their right mind. Some people might actually need medical help. You know, so it really could get bad. So the fact you're coping with it and, you know, you're out here still impacting, you know, here on a podcast, you know, pushing your business, like it's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah, it comes down to you have to make a decision, right? Because I'm sitting there, I'm in the house, I'm alone, right? And like I said in the beginning, I was both homicidal and suicidal. So I'm like, damn, one day it was just like, what would Gabe think? Yo, he'd be like, Mom, what's up? What's going on? Like he was my biggest supporter. I couldn't cry without him coming over, bring it in. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I had to put that to the side and say, I've seen both sides of it. I've seen people turn to drugs and alcohol to mask their problem. And I made a decision, I'm not going to drink. Because I would be alcoholic. Because what are you doing? You're trying to mask your pain, right? I would probably drink from the time I woke up to the time I went to sleep if that was the case. So I had to still decide to be the mom that Gabe would still be proud of. Yeah, no matter how hard that is. So I think about him like every single day in every decision. Like even right now I say God and him led me here and my dad, you know what I mean? Because to be able to tell my story up to like, this happened now 9 years, right? Wow. But it still feels like yesterday to me.
Yeah.
And up to like maybe a year and a half ago, I couldn't sit and have this conversation. I couldn't sit and say, oh, my son was murdered. I couldn't even say those words. So through process, through saying, okay, my baby need me, through knowing that people have been in my same similar shoes and they feel alone, because that's what you feel. You feel isolated. You feel like, yo, don't nobody understand what I'm going through. But I need to let people know that I understand. So that's the big thing right now, and that's why I'm here.
Sorry to break the interview, but really not sorry to break the interview because listen, over the past few months, we've been testing out this one system that has been a complete game changer for us and our business. So now is the best time for us to bring it to you guys. And the name of the system is called Go High Level. Go High Level is an all-in-one marketing tool that you're going to be able to use to grow your business. Listen, we're not only just podcasters, but we're also business owners as well. So if you're a business owner, you're looking to grow your business online, just like how we're doing the same thing, you need to have a way on how you're going to be able to text your people. You need a way on how you're going to be able to email your people. You need a way how to go out there and build your funnels, your websites, and everything that you have to use to grow your online business. Go High Level is literally that one tool that you would have to use. So all of the other subscriptions that you have, you can go ahead and cancel them right now, because Go High Level does everything that you need as an online business owner.
All in one tool. You literally don't need any other CRM system, any other automation. Go High Level is the one tool that you need. Enough said, man. Click the link down below to start your free trial. Listen, it's on us.
We begged our Go High Level people for this one, by the way.
Yup. So click the link down below, start your free trial, and start organizing your business so that way you can get more customers, increase revenue, and more deposits to your business account. Back to the episode, yeah.
I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that.
Now you're not, now you're the finance angel, you know, like you're an angel to other people. Like, you kind of live by your name at this point, because your story and your message, things that you went through in your own life, you know, definitely inspires other people to go out there and do what they got to do, because it's like, oh man, if she went through this, like, and she's still thriving, she's still going crazy, like, I think I can do the same thing.
Absolutely.
Too, you know? And that's really what it's mainly about. Sometimes you got to see somebody as an example, you know?
Absolutely.
And I mean, you're a perfect example. And it kind of, I didn't really know like too much of like, you know, how your story went through, but it makes sense, like the reason why you're doing what you're doing and how you're doing it. You're helping people with life insurance. You're helping people to, you know, start their business. You know, you know, the hair business, you know, from going from a brick and mortar to an online business is completely different, but it's all business.
Absolutely.
You know? So that's good stuff. Yeah. You got anything, bro?
Yeah, definitely. I want to jump into, you know, the business side, like jumping, you know, going from salon to jumping into the financial world. How was that transition? Was it difficult? Was it like you had to go back to the drawing board a few times, had to relearn some things? Like, how was that transition?
Oh man, you go from the hair angel to the finance angel.
Yep.
Like you said, it's completely different worlds. So you go from being in the salons, being out talking to people. I am my own, you know, business card. So people are like, oh, you look good. You know, that's my promotion. That's in person. So now saying, oh, I have to get on Instagram. I have to come on these podcasts. I have to completely different. Like, and honestly, you know, honestly, I'm still struggling with that, because I've come from a life where people knew me for one thing, and I was able to still maintain a certain privacy in my life. So now being in front of people all the time, hey, I'm in, you know, and talking about different parts of my life, and them now saying you have to show different parts of your life. You do it. It's very, very different. And sometimes I do struggle with that. But again, it goes back to I say, yo, I have to do this. Like, I have a duty to do it, because what I realize is I'm being selfish if I'm not putting myself out there to people. I'm doing people injustice. You know what I'm saying? I'm a disservice at this point if I don't show people that, hey, if I could do it, you could do it. And the transition was already there for me in the finance, because being an entrepreneur, I've been an entrepreneur my entire life. You have to have some type of financial literacy to be able to sustain yourself in the industry. But of course, I was doing it all wrong. But thankfully, I was making enough money to do it, you know, because I was self-funded, everything. So that is another reason why I got into financial literacy. Everything I do right now is from my own personal experience. So that's what makes the difference for me and some people. Some people will talk about what they're seeing. This is the life that I lived. From, you know, from doing this, you know, self-funded, from going through the things with the finances and the life insurance, from burying my dad, him not having coverage, you know, and me thinking like, okay, well, you know, just cancel that, dad. You know what I'm saying? I got you. You pay for what you don't know. So it's like all those different things. And then me having my own personal injury story and having life insurance help me. So it's like, yo, it's all been personal. It's all been experience. So
I definitely... I do want to jump into those stories, but being that you was in the hair, you know, space, how was like marketing the business? Like, were you like, because I know nowadays everybody, you know, they're posting the hairstyles on social media, on Instagram, TikTok. Nowadays it's like, what's some good salons in Atlanta, New York? Like, were you like using social media at that time, or was it like word of mouth with your salon?
You gotta think about. I've been doing this for years. I've been through the
Yeah.
'90s, early 2000s. So you think about, and it sounds so crazy, right? I've been in the game for over 25 years. You gotta think about that, right?
Basically, you've been around since I've been around.
Exactly. So you think about when I started, it was flyers on people's cars.
Yeah.
It was word of mouth. You talking to one person, you get referrals. It wasn't. The biggest thing at the time you might see is somebody had a billboard. That was the biggest shit ever. If you hear somebody on the radio talking about their, oh man, because other than that, I'm passing out business cards. It was business card because we didn't have all the social media and stuff. And when that finally came out, we didn't know to utilize it for promotion. We just posting up hairstyles. It wasn't the time where we was showing people how to do it, or we had digital products. None of that stuff was going on.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, I come from the $5 pack of weave industry, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we braiding and putting in the microwave, $2 pack. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like these is back in the days, I know y'all a little younger, back in the days when they was putting the little chip bags in the microwave, knowing now it'll blow your microwave up. I'm talking about, this is where I come from. Doing girls' hair at high school. So it's like, yeah, it was completely different. It was word of mouth based. That and your business card was everything. You putting those in the bodegas, you putting them in the Chinese store. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was nothing like this.
Wow.
I was innovative when I made a flyer with the little snippets. I could peel my number off and you could walk by and peel it off the mailbox. Yeah, that was where we came from.
And back then, you don't got Instagram. You got pagers and beepers and stuff.
Yeah.
And the newspaper. You know? That's it. That's it. That's
Those
your
days, yeah. But here's the thing: when that was okay, so I'm older, but not that older.
Yeah.
When the pagers was
beeper,
I had a
beeper is kind of
listen, I had a pager.
I was around when
I did.
I think I was around.
Nah, that was a long time ago, bro.
I don't know.
So
The pagers went out probably like 95.
That was a while ago.
So you probably was just coming, yeah. You probably what 97, 98, somewhere around those times, right?
Pages laying around.
But listen, I wish I could have one right now because I'm tired for the cell phone. Everybody call you and feel like they could get you. You know what I mean? It's so different. Like, and I feel bad because I always say you guys don't know where we came from, which was fun because we didn't have like all the GPS and all the meet me here at this time. Everybody has cell phone. We'd be like, yo, meet me on the corner. You know what I'm saying? Stop us or wherever you at 3 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? And everybody had to meet there. Now it's like, oh, I'll get there when I get there. It's running late. We map quest and we print it out from our computer how to get there. Like, times is fun. Times is not fun. Yeah.
Definitely changed.
But yeah, that was the difference. Back then, we didn't have the social media. It's the word of mouth, and it's me hustling. I'm standing outside the salon. Yo, come here. You know, getting people, come in. We're going to do your eyebrows. You know, it's all kind of stuff. Yeah. Hey, sorry to interrupt your episode. My name's Angel Spear, the finance angel. If you're tired of your credit holding you back, and you don't want to pay somebody to fix it, because chances are they're not going to fix it right anyways, and you want to learn how to do it on your own, I host a weekly class on Sundays at 7 p.m. Eastern. All you have to do is join me, and I'll teach you how to do it on your own. I'll teach you how to fix your credit, leverage it so you can get money for your business, as well as protect through life insurance. I host a class again every Sunday at 7 p.m. The link is going to be www.thefinanceangel.com/class. Once again, that's www.thefinanceangel.com/class. I see you then. Now back to your episode.
It's crazy because nowadays the game has changed so much. Now, you know, a lot of the younger girls, they just post the hairstyle online and now they're the biggest stylists in their city. It's just crazy.
Celebrity hairstylists and everything.
Right.
But I do want to jump into your framework, you know what I mean? Because I know, like, you kind of figure things out to a point where you transition from, you know, the hair industry, you know, from passing out flyers, putting up little posters on the wall in the Chinese store, the laundromat, to now, you know, fast forward, actually even having your first brick and mortar location for years, to now you're doing online business and helping people in the financial industry. Let me know a little bit more about, you know, what you do, how you help people, you know, now in 2026 moving forward.
You mean like what do I do as a whole?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, what I do now is again, like I was saying earlier, you know, I help people to make sure their credit is right because you have to have good credit to be able to leverage it. And that's the thing, like I help people on the financial side of it to understand credit because a lot of us have good credit, but it don't matter if we're not leveraging it. We're not making money from our credit, then what are we doing, right? So I teach people how to do it on the front end and the back end. So I'm teaching like entrepreneurs how to get their credit proper, you know, be able to go leverage it so they can go to these banks, you know, and get funding and stuff like that. So it's like, you know, It's a number of different ones. I don't know if you want me to go ahead and name them off or whatever.
Yeah.
Because some of my things that I really, really like, if you're an entrepreneur, like for me, I love things like the Financial Fitness Association, right? And what they do, they help entrepreneurs, especially, to get into different credit unions. But more than that, they also help you with financial literacy. They have classes and different stuff that you can go online for free. Once you get in, it's like $8 a year to join, right? So then also, like, once you get established, you have your business, already structured properly, and you're looking for the funding. I like this place called Fundera. Fundera is part of NerdWallet, and what they do is they do like comparisons. They show you like what different APRs look like. They help you with like the different lines of credit, but they do like a comparison type of thing where you can actually see this one may be for me, this one may not. So Fundera by NerdWallet is one I really like. And I also like banknet.gov, And I like them because they're regulated by the OCC. What the OCC is to make sure that everybody's being treated fairly. Because a lot of times you go into a bank, your stuff might be right, but they'll tell you that it's not. Especially, you walk in there like us, right? Yeah. So with them, they're governed by the OCC, so they make sure they kind of regulate those things. So those are things that I like, especially like in this industry. So that's part of my framework and how, somebody's coming into the industry to help them to get to where they need to go. We look at those. I don't know if you had another question.
You had mentioned, credit, like fixing, like, getting people's credit together. Being that, you were self-funded early on when you had the salon and things like that. Was like your credit messed up, or was it like you didn't have the right information when it came to utilizing credit? Like, because I know self-funded, it's coming out of your pocket. It's a whole lot of money.
That's a real good question, right? So, like I said, here's the thing. I won't say I always knew about credit. I learned some things from like some of my friends back in the days where families were different. Others are like, a Jewish person and like an Indian guy gave me some real good game. I was 18. I'll never forget. I got with American Express when I was 18. Wow. And I've been with them for 26 years now. Wow. And like just learning stuff like that, I always kept those things tight. That what they tell me. Of course, those things change over time, but I always stuck to the thing. Pay your bills on time. Make sure, you keep your utilization. To me, the sweet spot is between 2% and 9%, because you're always able to, go get money. But so with that, it was like, okay, I knew that I had those things good, but I didn't know about the part of, being able to actually go get capital for my business. So that's where the funding out of pocket is. Okay, so I used to do good business. I had a lot of, large clientele. And I never was scared to charge for my I've been charging people. You come in, you want to get a weave, you might pay $600. When I was because my thing is this: people spend money for what they want, right? So if I'm gonna sit here and I know I'm giving you quality service, I'm gonna charge you for it, right? So even with that, I was making the money, but it was like a hamster wheel for me. Because without the funding, it's like, okay, you making money, but you gotta put it back in your business. You gotta still survive at home. So it's like this. I never could really just grow and scale to where I needed to get to, because it's the constant, and more than that, the constant worry about, damn, if I don't go to work or if something go wrong, I'm in trouble, right? So that took a lot of time. So it kept me from being able to enjoy my life and enjoy my money. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm constantly in the salon. So I was always working in my business instead of on my business because I had to fund it. So yeah, that was the difference. And that right there what made me get into this too, because I said, it's so many people like me. I know it's still a lot of y'all out there funding y'all business out of pocket. Because I know where I came from for years. And I think you did ask me, did it ruin my credit? In the hair industry, it did not, right? It didn't help me to boost it, but once I got into that transportation, baby, yeah, them trucks are expensive. One of my trucks had like a $9,000 repair. Wow. Swiped it on my credit card. Took my utilization up super high.
On your personal credit card?
Personal. Again, it's self-funded. I don't have no business. I didn't have business credit. I didn't structure nothing for business. I'm still funding it out of pocket. So not only did I get a truck, I bought it cash, the first one, which was still a bad idea because the business would have sunk. I would have sunk immediately, right? That $9,000 cost me 127 points on my credit.
Wow.
Tanked my score. And I'm like, yo. Now I'm sitting there sick. I got to make the money back to be able to pay this, but also my credit suffering. So what I said to myself is, I got to fix this. So I was able to fix it. You know what I'm saying? In the interim, a couple of my other stuff I started getting late because I was so focused on paying back that $9,000 on there. Score tanked, I fixed it. I fixed it on my own. And I said to myself, yo, that was like the aha moment for me. I'm like, if I could do this for myself, and I know the reason that my stuff tanked, I gotta help my people. Because, I know it can't just be me going through this.
Yeah, like if I did it one time, I feel like I probably could do it
So
again.
now I'm like
You know
this.
what I mean?
Yeah, Ma, let me fix your credit. Everybody, let me fix your credit for free. And that's what,
And that's when things took off. For you.
oh, yes.
Wow.
I really realized I had a full understanding of how credit worked at that point.
Sorry to break this amazing episode. I just have to let you guys know the best tool for marketing in 2025 is podcasting. Listen, it transformed our lives. Across all platforms, we was able to hit 15 million plus people. Imagine what it did for our business. To mention, we also have some notable likes just through podcasting. People like Usain Bolt, Dwayne Wade, Kevin Garnett, Stephen A. Smith,
Cedric the Entertainer, Queen Latifah. But more importantly, having engagement by your dream clients is probably the most important thing that will move the needle for you and your business. So what we want to teach you is exactly how to go out and start creating amazing content that will find your dream audience to go ahead and start paying you for your products and your services. So if you want to be able to learn exactly how to build up an audience and build up a brand online where people start knowing you, liking you, and buying from you for your products and services, what I want to do is invite you guys to our next free masterclass where we're showing you exactly how you can start taking your content and being seen online by your dream clients and possibly some celebrities as well. Go ahead and click the link down below, and I'm going to see you guys in that next masterclass.
So now, like, break it down for me because, you've went from self-funding your business to going out there, ruining your credit, credit profile, to now, helping your own friends and family members. Like, what's the step-by-step strategy that you would probably give somebody watching this podcast right now to go out and fix their credit? Because sometimes people may say, hey, listen, I don't want nobody to fix my credit for me. I don't want to pay somebody else to do it for me. I would rather learn how to do it myself. What would be like the step-by-step?
Oh, man, I actually love that because I'm empowered by that statement and I'm empowered by people who feel that way.
Yeah.
Because it's the easiest thing for me to say, oh, here go my social, go my everything, you go do it.
Yeah.
And you don't learn anything from
lazy,
it. You don't learn anything from it. So that's we're going to talk about that because that's my speed right there.
Break it down.
Okay, so you want me to break in that part or go ahead and just get step by okay. So first thing is, is getting your credit profile, right? And you have to know how to view it. And then there's ways that you can learn if like everybody, everybody go to different the chat GPTs and the Googles, right? What they should be looking for is to make sure that their personal information is accurate, but they only need to have one of each. One name that matches their driver's license or passport, whatever. One address, an employer, right? That's the key thing from the beginning. You want to look for inaccuracies. The biggest thing is that people don't realize that they're supposed to report it accurately across the board, which means all three bureaus supposed to be saying the same thing. And if they're not, then that's a violation to your rights, right? So sometimes you look at your credit report, you might say, oh, they said it was opened in January of 2021. This one might say February of 2024. Like it's a bunch of, different discrepancies on there. You want to look for that initially. And you want to make sure, too, that everything that they're reporting is actually yours because a lot of times the data on there is not always correct. I've looked on mine before. I'm like, hey, I didn't apply. I didn't. Come to find out names a lot of times, especially if you have a similar name. So those are the things that you want to look for initially. You want to pull your credit report. You want to make sure that you're viewing it properly. And if you don't, I told you can always get assistance to learn how to do it. Right. You want to make sure if there's any inaccuracies. And the next thing you want to do, you want to sit down. You can put it in Chat GPT and say, hey, Chat, copy it, put it in there and say, hey, listen, these are the discrepancies I see. I want you to state out some laws, from state that says, oh, I'm supposed to be protected by this law, saying that they are governed to be able to, inaccuracies and make sure everything is. Chat GPT would be your friend. And bigger than that, I don't know if y'all want Notebook LM, but Notebook LM.
What's that?
Oh man, Notebook LM goes a little further with the research and they're more accurate.
That's
they're like
AI tool?
It's AI tool. It's 93% accurate where Chat is more like 83 to 86% accurate. So it's never just gonna go crazy. So you go on there, Notebook LM, same thing, put in your information. And then you can also use other resources. Now I can use other resources like say I go on YouTube, right? And I follow Herman or somebody, right? And they're all good with like the funding and the credit. I could take a snippet of that, put it in there, and go against my credit report and see if it's in line with what he's talking about. Because I know Herman is valued and he's right about what he's talking about, right? So Notebook LM allows you to take other resources and cross-reference to make sure, because you know with chat, they're just giving you what's available on any whatever website or whatever, because that's where they get all their information from the internet.
Yeah.
Versus Notebook, they're not that way.
I've never heard of Notebook.
So it's like
right?
Notebook is
Yeah.
open AI and closed, right?
Yeah.
Nope, it's gonna change your life. And then the other thing I love about Notebook LM is you can take your actual notes and they'll put everything into there digitally and give you a source. And you know how you guys do this podcast?
Yes.
It'll sit there and you can say, hey, do it podcast style. It'll sit there and tell you back and forth. You can talk to it like a podcast. Or sometimes you'll hear a podcast going on. You can intervene and say, hey, I have a question. And it'll give you information based off of what your question is. It's super dope, AI.
So this is a free AI tool that people can use to go out there and repair their credit?
Absolutely.
Wow.
And I find it a little more reliable than ChatGPT. Another thing is, with Notebook LM is more to you. Like I said, it's a closed AI, so it's not just everybody getting the same information. Because I mean, even now, I'm sure the bureaus are used to saying, "Oh, everybody use this prompt. This is specific to you."
Right.
Yeah.
So is it safe to say, with this kind of information, you can go out there, repair your credit, not have to pay for any kind of credit repair specials or services, and still be able to get the results that you would get as if you paid a professional?
I won't say the exact same.
Okay.
Because I mean, we do have different knowledge, of the laws and that
Right.
you're not gonna have going.
But this is good enough.
It's good enough to get,
Okay.
At least them to even verify
Yes.
if it's yours or not. Because they're definitely, you don't know what prompts to put in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know what laws, you don't know what to ask it directly, but you can get a good enough view. And like I said, get it where it's verified or not verified. And next thing you want to ask them, what's their source of verification?
Right.
So it's good enough to start the paper trail.
That's good.
So yeah,
That's really
definitely.
good. That's really good. I've never heard about this. That's really good, by the way.
Yeah, that's a lot of game. That's a lot of
We
game.
spoke to a lot of credit people. I ain't never heard this one before.
Yeah.
So this is good. This sounds real good. I like this.
Nah, definitely. So after they let's say they go out, they execute on, using AI to fix their credit, using Notebook LM, what's the next step for them? Like, do they start creating letters, sending it out to the bureaus?
Yeah, once they put it in there, you ask them to, you make a prompt and ask them to write a letter for you. So you definitely want to, but here's the thing, you don't want to just send them to the regular 3 bureaus that everybody send them to.
Yeah.
Again, you have the OCC, you have the BBB, it's so many other ones that you want to send them to. You could send them to BBB. You can send them to OCC. There's another one I'm missing. I'm gonna come back with it. But yeah, you want to. I mean, of course, you want to send it to them bureaus, the 3 main ones as well,
Right.
and your secondaries. But it's definitely you want to send them to. And my biggest thing I tell people too, I go directly to the creditor. That's my
So
sauce.
the person that actually put that stuff on.
Yeah, because
Okay.
what happens is the creditors tell the 3 bureaus, right? Who, and then if you don't pay, in turn tells the debt collectors.
Yes.
I want to go straight to the source. Them going to the middleman. So I find a lot of success that way. Like I actually, funny story. Again, always self, right? So I go to a gym called Crunch Fitness.
Yeah.
They mix my program up with somebody else's. And they started calling me, and I'm like, well, why are y'all calling me? I said, y'all got the wrong information, wrong birthday, everything. You know these people put this on my credit?
Really?
Wow.
Swear, December, gone. They put it on my credit. I called them, I'm like, yo, what's up? So I went to the gym, and they're like, oh, we can't help you. I called the direct creditor, like, yo, listen, let me tell y'all something. Y'all better get this off my credit report. Oh, it's out of our hands now. And I think people don't realize, once they sell that debt to somebody else, you no longer responsible for it.
Yeah.
So I know that. Call the credit reporter and say, hey, listen, I got 15 days to get this off of my... And guess what they do? 15 days is gone. I sent them a letter. I sent one to CFPB. If they don't come and comply, you send it straight over to CFPB. Because they got your back. Because guess what they're going to do? They're going to hit them up and say, hey, listen, we need what you need. This is the complaint against y'all. Don't nobody want. That's like reviews, right, in your business. Nobody want a bad review.
Right.
So people don't want to play with the CFPB.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you said when they sell like your debt to like collections or all these other people, it shouldn't be on your credit report?
No. It's really against the law at that point. Charge-offs, all that stuff, none of that stuff's supposed to be on your report. But we don't know that as consumers,
that's-
right?
that's what I'm
and we
saying.
don't know that they get paid for reporting. And that's why they don't care about it being accurate. They don't care about it all aligned in the way they will violate every one of your rules and your laws because they know we don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy because you know how many people probably at home watching this right now that have bad credit and
For years, probably.
yeah, for years,
Well,
and this
I'll
thing
try
just stays on their
reports.
report.
But I'll try to report. Look, yeah, go ahead, go to my go to my Instagram and you can get a free copy of your report. My Instagram is the Finance Angel. Go there, go in my link in my bio, click that. You could get your free report. It's free for 7 days. Check it. That's the very first important thing you need to do is check it.
Wow.
Okay. I mean, so now we cooking with fire, Angel. I'm not gonna lie. Like we really cooking right now. So let's take it into the funding aspect, right? So a lot of people, majority of the times, they want to repay their credit for a few reasons: either to buy a house, buy a car, get an apartment, get a new job, or even fund their business, right? Like when they're going out there and getting funded for their business, what's your tips? What's your advice? Like, what's your strategy to go out there and get funding now? Because now they got the credit fixed, they got the stuff removed off their profile. Like, how can we get some funding?
I would say two things. The first thing is to create relationships with everybody say banks. I love credit unions. Create a relationship with them. Again, like I told you guys, it's the Financial Fitness Association. Go in there, it's like $8 a year. Go in there and create a relationship with them. They'll also, teach you financial literacy in the interim. But start going out to these credit unions and, making steady deposits. We all don't have a lot of money. Even if you make a deposit of $50 a week, do it steadily, right? Play the long game with it. Don't feel like, I'm going to do this. That's the other part. Take your time. Everybody want to do it 60 days, 40 days, 90 days. No. Take your time. Give yourself 6 months. Give yourself 8 months.
Yeah.
Because guess what? You didn't get yourself into this issue overnight. True. So give yourself time to build with these relationships, right? Create relationships with the banks and the credit unions, preferably first. After that, you want to make sure that you built your credit profile the way in which they want to see it, right? So I tell people to educate themselves because a lot of times you want to know what data points or what they're looking at when they decide to give you the funding. So you want to make sure that we just made sure that there's no derogatories and there's no late payments, right? But we want to make sure that you have 8, 10, 12 accounts on there, right? We want to make sure that the credit history is there. We want to make sure it's 4 or 5 years at minimum, right? You want to make sure that you keep all your cards, if you do have current cards, your utilization. Again, I told you that sweet percentages between 2 and 9. Everybody says 30%, but if you go in there with 30% utilization, you look like you're dependent on these cards and you're not doing a good job at paying back, right? So you want to keep it, like to me, under 10%, right? So those are the main things to make sure that you're structured properly. If you're going on in a business way, you want to make sure that you have not your mom and dad's house, you know what I'm saying? Not your house. You want to make sure that you have a business address listed, right? That's a Googleable address listed. You want to make sure that you have a business phone number, not your cell phone, right? You want to make sure that you have the good business email, not your Yahoo or your Gmail. You want to say like me, I'm info@thefinanceangel.com, right? You want to make sure you have those things in order straight up beforehand. You want to make sure you have your EIN present. You want to make sure you have your business bank account already established. Those are the things that you want to make sure that you have in the same time in which after you cleaned your credit, that those are going on while you're building these relationships.
You know it's so crazy that you mentioned this because a lot of times some people may say they may be self-employed, right? But the problem is that everything is all going to their personal income. You know what I mean? So now it's like when they ask you for a tax return, where can you give it? When they ask you for a pay stub or a W-2, like an actual deposit from a business, like actually looking like you have a job. Like, where is that coming from, And the crazy thing about it, too, is a lot of entrepreneurs, they're making money, but, you know what I mean, like, they can't prove it. And I've seen time and time again where, for example, people that do hair, like, they cash heavy, but they never deposit it in their account. You know what I mean? They never deposit it in the business account. And that's the reason why some of them are stuck, like,
good people. Listen.
They're great, but they're just not following these kind of steps that you're getting.
Listen, I've been there, done that. again, I was self-taught these things. Like I said, I've been in the industry for years on my own. And I didn't come from a family who knew these things. I didn't come from a family of entrepreneurs, so I get it. The biggest thing you want to do is make sure, yeah, you're making your money. But as I said before, you want to make sure you have your business bank accounts. And you want to have your personal and your business completely separate. You do not want to commingle your funds.
Yeah.
You can't allow me to pay you for business and you go and put it in your personal account. Or you can't pay your house bills out of your business. Like, it does not work that way. Okay, so you want to make sure you have those two separate, your account completely different. That's why you have your social security number. And that's why you have your EIN, because you're two separate entities, right? That's the first thing. You want to make sure that that's going to give you the statements and that you need. Exactly. It's going to give you a trail, a paper trail, right? Exactly. You want to also make sure that you are filing your taxes, people. And the thing is, with our culture especially, we'll do so good throughout the year and bankrupt our business at the end. Stop with all these write-offs. You don't need to write off everything. Deduction for this. Oh, I lost money in this. Don't do that to yourself or your business, because you'll never be able to buy anything, right? And also, a lot of time we come into this business, and I talk to people about this a lot. We as people, we don't know. We think, oh, I'm about to make this business, and that's all we know. I'm about to make this LLC. But we never sit back and think about my exit plan. We don't think about, oh, I may want to sell this business one day. So we don't think about the complete structure. All we know is do an LLC. We don't think about it's going to be a C Corp, S Corp, what elections on there. We don't know this stuff, and we don't think about these things. And those are the things that I teach people. Yeah. Because to me, it's so important for us to know, because we're always the last ones to know this stuff. Right? So again, we want to make sure that we have a paper trail. We want to make sure that we're making regular deposits into the bank so they know, yeah, we got money, but we also got income to be able to prove it. Right? We want to go buy a house. We want to go be able to buy a car. We can't if we don't have those things. We can't if we continue to say, oh, I didn't make money this year in my business. It's the difference between a paper loss and an actual profit loss. Come on, it's cool. Paper loss, all right. But your actual profit loss, no, you're killing yourself that way.
That's so true. That's so true.
But we're conditioned to do that.
Yeah. That's definitely good stuff.
Write your mama off if we could. It's gonna save us some money, right? No.
That's definitely
We have to start looking at the IRS as like business partners.
Yeah.
Instead of,
Can I give you a quick tip on how to build wealth? I mean, take everything you think you know about investing and throw it out the window. The one skill that's holding you back isn't what you think it is. You've got the drive, you have the vision, you may even have the capital, but for some strange reason, you are still not seeing the returns that you are looking for. Sounds familiar, right? I know, I understand exactly how you feel. Because for me, it was the exact same thing. For years, I spent time buying single-family houses, doing Airbnb arbitrage, renting cars on Turo, doing 7 different businesses, looking for 7 different streams of income to become a millionaire. And it was the exact opposite of what I needed to do to build true wealth. The truth is, it was my ability to find already existing cash flowing businesses that are generating money immediately. In fact, 90% of business owners fail within the first 10 years. So I was steady taking a chance of being part of that 10% to build wealth. When 10,000 baby boomers are retiring every single day, who ran businesses for 10, 20, 30 years and are looking to retire and sell those businesses directly to people like you to collect that cash flow immediately. So now you can buy those businesses for pennies on the dollar, which is why I put together my completely free workshop where I'm gonna show you my 4-step process to get access to $250,000 in funding in 90 days to invest to buy already cash flowing business. This is exactly what Cookie Robinson did by purchasing her very first cash flowing business, a pack and ship business that is bringing in money day one, and she did it creatively with little to no money out of her pocket. This is exactly what Naya, the legacy builder, has done. She purchased a dry cleaning business utilizing creative financing. I want to teach you these exact strategies that you can implement and start making money immediately. This is the fastest way to build wealth in 2025. So I'm having a completely free training. Click this link below. I want you to register. It's time for you to build a legacy for you and your family.
Even what I realized, like a lot of times is people are more concerned of taxes, but especially as a business owner, you have a lot of opportunities when it comes to taxes. There's a lot of credits, there's a lot of deductions you can take advantage of, things of that nature. So,
it's so
just
many
operating as a business owner is like almost think about yourself like a Walmart, or even a McDonald's. Like, they have everything all in order, everything is in structure. So like we have to move like them too.
Absolutely. I mean, that's so true. And it, like we said, we only know like one thing, go buy a car or a truck. There's so many other ways to do it, through art, through donations, through, through your trust. There's so many different ways to be able to get to where you need to get to in terms of the tax, bracket and the tax payment that you want to get to, instead of bankrupting your business. So many different ways to get there.
When we started, you mentioned something very interesting, and it kind of brought it back to, your own story with your son, and you said your dad or your uncle?
Oh yeah, my dad. Yeah.
Your dad. So, both of those loved ones passed away, and, you said your son had a life insurance policy, but your dad unfortunately didn't.
Right.
I definitely want to jump into the life insurance aspect of your business, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Because life insurance is definitely important, and I interviewed a young lady a little while back, and she said, life insurance is basically a love letter that you leave to your family,
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we know for sure we're gonna die.
Absolutely. It's not
that's
a question
one thing
of-
that's guaranteed.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're gonna check out. We just don't know when.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about life insurance, some of the benefits, why us people need it. Some of the myths and the stipulations that people think about life insurance. Like let's jump into that part.
Okay, I know exactly who you're talking to. First of all, shout out Brianna, Kayla. That's
Oh,
my
yeah,
dog.
yeah,
She's my
Brianna.
partner in
Oh,
life
word?
insurance. Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
wow, that's nice.
And actually, Dion too. Like, yeah, we all yes.
Shout out
So
to Brianna.
yeah, shout
That's
out.
where I got it from.
Yo.
She said basically life
It's a
insurance
love
is a
letter.
love letter.
Absolutely.
To the family.
And it lets you know just how much you love your family, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Absolutely. The biggest myth I think that people in our people exactly, we hear life insurance and we don't think about it. We interpret it with death, not realizing it's for while you're alive.
Right.
Hence the word life insurance, right? So what it does is it actually protects your life and everything that you have going on now. So go back to again, I had to learn about it because my son was underinsured, my dad was uninsured, right? I got a $38.
And when you say underinsured, like for the people that don't know, what does that really mean?
Underinsured means you don't have enough insurance to be able to sustain either your life while you're alive in the event of accident, tragedy, terminal illnesses or those things, or in the event of death, you don't have enough to be buried, right? Or enough to be able to pay for your assets. Like a lot of times people die and their houses, get taken or whatever because they didn't leave enough to be able to cover that. So what happens now is I talk to a lot of clients and sometimes, us as the people, sometimes we could be like, oh, one time I'm dead. Yeah, but what happens is your loved ones get to cry twice. Now because you're gone, but now they can't afford to live in the house or the lifestyle that they're accustomed to because you didn't leave enough for them, right? So yeah, the underinsured thing is pretty much, the thing that we a lot of time go with because we don't know exactly how much we need. We assume, just get me this 100,000, I'm good.
Yeah. So question now. So like, how does a person know how much life insurance they need? A person may be like, oh, I got life insurance through my job. Don't even worry about it. It's 100,000 or it's 25,000 or it's 50,000. Like, how do you actually calculate how much life insurance is actually needed to like comfortably, die?
So what you would need to do is, I tell people all the time, just speak with an agent, right? Somebody who's reputable, somebody who knows what they're doing. We do this thing called the DIME method, right? And what it is, DIME is debt. It's debt, income, mortgage, educations, right? So what you do, you base all those things off. Hey, do I have kids who might need to go to school? What is my debt? What is my mortgage? What is So it's like a lot of different things that you look at, and they come up with a number that way, right? Because a lot of times we don't think we need as much as we need.
Yeah.
And you really do, So it gives you a scaling to be able to tell you exactly how much you need. Right. So that would be the first thing I would say, to go to somebody and, and have a consultation so they can do a quote for you.
And then they will basically go over like some of the things that you owe, assets, setting your kids up for the future. Okay.
Absolutely. So it's all broke down, itemized.
How about health tests? Do you guys is it usually a thing where, when you're getting a life insurance policy, do they have to go out and do some kind of health test, like go to your local doctor?
Not with all policies. Depends on what type of policy you're getting and the amount.
Yeah.
But sometimes now there's so many that, is no test needed. So yeah. It just depends, again, like I said, what you're getting it for. But Back to when we were saying too about like, you know, the uninsured thing. So my dad, he was previously insured, but he waited till he was so much older and started having health ailments and stuff that he got life insurance. And that's why I tell people all the time, it's better to get your coverage while you're young and healthy.
Yeah.
And that way that rate will go with you, because when you get older,
It's way more expensive.
it's way more expensive. Like, I'm healthy. I'll be 45. I'll be a 45-year-old healthy woman, right?
Yeah.
But you might be a 25-year-old man. What's a little more expensive for men? But versus say if it's $200 for me, it might be $50 for you. And I don't really quote, but you know what I'm saying? It's just the difference. You're able to carry that with you, that you locked into that price and it stays.
Right.
Versus getting it later on in life, now it's more expensive to you. So that's what he did. And essentially it was his premium that he had, like the payment was high and the coverage was low. So for me, it just didn't make sense that he paying like hundreds of dollars every month for a little bit of coverage. That's why I'm like, Dad, you know, just cancel it. You know, if anything happened, pay for what you don't know. But of course, if he's on a fixed income, I don't want that to be a big burden on him.
Yeah.
So when he did pass away, unfortunately, I got a $38 insurance check. Yeah,
$38.
$38.
They're
Damn.
like 38.
30. I have it. Yeah, I still have
You
it.
ever cashed it?
No. No.
Wait,
So
so
I actually have a
you gave
picture of
the
it in my
check?
phone. Yeah, from a life insurance company. Yeah.
Why did he give you $38?
That's what was left. Okay, so a lot of them are pay into. So like whatever you pay into that premium, right? Say for instance, like once he canceled it, it's like, oh, okay, they'll just keep taking like once he stopped paying, rather, they'll just take whatever premium he was paying off of however much he paid into it already, and that's how much was left after that. Yeah.
So
I got a chance to pay for another funeral out of pocket.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
And you had mentioned, first, I did want to ask you too, because you said for men, it's a little bit more expensive. Why
Yeah,
is that?
Because they feel you guys are higher risk.
drive crazy, alcohol.
Yeah,
don't go
less
to the
likely to go to the doctor.
Damn.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Oh, it makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah.
And you did mention, you said you had a personal injury and life insurance helped you. How did it help you with that injury?
Yeah, we talk about living benefits again, right? So I had a really bad accident.
Like car accident?
Yeah, well, kind of car bike incident. And I was in the hospital for a month. I had 5 surgeries on my leg.
Wow.
I didn't walk for 4.5 months. Both of my legs were broken. And during that time, they paid me. Because life insurance pays you so you can be able to sustain your life while you're alive. I couldn't do a couple of the things. I couldn't get myself dressed. I couldn't cook for myself. I couldn't, manage myself. So they paid me. Yeah, the good part about it was I didn't have to worry about, finances while recovering. And that's the worst thing. Like, and people don't realize that's the fastest way to go bankrupt too.
True.
To get sick, right? And see if you don't have the right coverage. And also, again, fund your business out of your own pocket. Those are the two quickest ways to go bankrupt, right?
Definitely true.
Yeah. So,
Brianna even mentioned that actually too.
yeah.
You
Oh,
know?
yeah. Her story is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that is crazy. A lot of times, a lot of people, they associate life insurance with just death,
Right.
death benefits. Like, my family's going to get a big check when I'm gone, but I'm not going to be here.
That's
So,
burial insurance.
you know,
Burial insurance for death.
So how do people structure their policy to make sure they get some living benefits as well?
So there is a thing called living benefits, right? So
Yeah.
it depends on where you are, what stage in life you are in, right? So a lot of time when you're young and healthy, some people get term policies, but to me, term is more or less to me like when you're buying a house or something like that. I tell people to get your regular life insurance policy that you can overfund or put money into it.
What's that called?
It's a whole life policy, but I like IUL policies, right? So it's an index universal life policy. And you're able to fund it and overfund it, which means you can save your money inside your policy. And the thing about it, nobody can touch it. Like, it don't matter if your wages getting garnished, you go through divorce or any of those stuff, they can't touch your policy.
How about you? Can you touch your own policy?
Absolutely. You become your own bank. I think you probably heard of that before. You can actually borrow against it tax-free. So like, say for instance, the next business I was talking about, the venture with transportation, my last truck, I actually used the money from my life insurance to purchase it. And the thing about it is, I like the fact of you can take it, right, and borrow it, and it's still compounded interest as if you never took it. So you can make a decision, okay, I'm going to pay back however much money to pay it back to myself.
Wait, why didn't you mention that?
I mean, it's wealth building.
Why didn't you mention that?
So I actually teach my mentees this. It's wealth building, absolutely.
Wow. Wait, so how much was the truck then?
So the truck was $78,000.
So you
Wow.
pulled the $78,000.
I didn't pull the full $78,000
So
out
you
of
pulled
it.
partial. Okay.
Still a lot.
Yeah, I put a nice amount to put down on it,
Uh-huh.
tax free,
Uh-huh.
and it's still accumulating interest over there to actually invest in an income asset.
Okay. That's cool. I'm not gonna front. Like,
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's really, really cool because sometimes it's like funding is not only just going to your local credit union. It's not only, it's not only just saying, hey, let me go get a credit card or a line of credit or a loan. Like sometimes it is you can pull from funds from different places that you got money laid up in.
Yeah. Or could you have like borrowed against it the same way
Yeah,
too?
that's what it's considered, borrowing against your
okay.
policy.
So then the money's still in there.
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
that's
so
amazing.
in a case like that, if I don't pay it back, that's when it comes off the back end, like my death benefit,
Oh.
right?
Yeah,
But
yeah. Wow.
So no credit check, nothing.
no, it's your
Right.
money.
So
That's
You
good.
become your own bank essentially.
right.
That's nice.
So what would be the strategy for a person to go out there and set this thing up? Because, you pull from your own life insurance policy to go and start one of your businesses. Like, if I wanted to do the same thing, like, what would be those step-by-step strategies to get, like, be my own bank, essentially?
Call Angel Spear. No, I'm joking. No, I'm joking. No, I'm joking. No. So what you want to
seriously,
No, I'm
no,
joking.
Angel,
Yeah.
like,
No, you
for
want
real.
to make sure that your policy is structured properly, right?
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that it's a policy in which you can overfund. And overfunding your policy essentially means like
What kind of policy again?
a whole life. It's a whole life policy, but it's
Okay.
called an IUL policy.
Yes.
A universal index policy, right?
Okay.
So, and the difference with that one is you receive a lot of compounded interest on it because you can invest into things like the S&P 500 and stuff like that. So one thing I like about these policies is that you never lose money on them because even if everything goes crazy, stuff you still have a floor. So it's like a 0.75% interest, which is more interest than you get from your bank, right? So we want to make sure that you have a policy that's structured properly. You're able to overfund it however much per year is based off of how much your policy is. What they call a MEC. So you can't go over that or without being taxed, right? You want to make sure you're able to fund it into there. So you can have as many policies as you want to. That's the other thing. I recommend people have more than one.
Yeah.
So that way you're able to get to where you need to faster because you're able to fund it a lot more, right? So you just want to make sure that it's funded. You want to make sure that your money is there. Make sure you have a policy. That's the strategy, really.
Okay.
That's
It
really
was like some
It's not
step-by-step.
super. No, it's not. It's
Yeah,
not super
totally.
intricate. It's not super intricate. It's just
Yeah.
making sure you put that money in there.
So
That's it.
is there like a certain time frame where you can't pull from it, like within the first year of having the policy, or is it like first 6 months? First
No,
90
so it
days?
depends on the carrier. Some people allow you 30, within 30 days, but it depends on how much you've been funding it because you're not gonna initially start out with that much money in there,
Yes.
right? So of course, with the interest and what you're funding into it, that gives you a higher value. But some people wait like a year's time. Like in my case, I had it for a few years.
Oh,
Yeah, I had mine for like about 4 or 5 years at this point.
right.
So it's like, yeah. But I mean,
Okay.
again, it's the long game, but it's that game because it's compounding that interest. Compounding that interest, and you're funding it. I don't care. People talk about Trump, right? But we talk about he done had a couple businesses that bankrupt, and guess where he be saving his money at?
Where's that?
Inside life insurance. And guess what? People save their money in the bank. People stop saving your money in the bank because you know what they're doing? They're going out and they're getting life insurance. It's called bank-owned life insurance. So they're taking your money and putting it into a policy and making a lot of interest off of it, a lot of money. Yeah. So you want to just take your own money and put it where the bank's gonna put it at anyway. Do it yourself.
Yeah.
So when we spoke on funding. You gave a lot of game on funding.
Oh, let me just say this. Don't hold me when I said Trump. I'm not into the politics, y'all. Don't kill me or nothing. But I was giving that as an example because a lot of times people say, oh, they love it, they hate it, but you can't lie. He's a smart ass businessman when it comes to that. So
true.
I'm not into the politics, so don't take me there.
No, 100% agree. 100% agree. Like even me, like back when I feel like I was a little bit, ignorant, I was like, yeah, what he's doing is wrong. And, when he's saving so much money on taxes,
the
but
business
in
owner,
reality, it's like it's a game everybody can play.
Absolutely.
So you just got to learn from it. So we spoke about funding. We spoke about life insurance. What are some things that once people get this money, once they set themselves up and you're able to borrow from your policy, what is like some places to go ahead and invest this money? Like what are some things you did when you got funding, like to be able to not only pay that money back, but also get some cash flow.
So here's the thing, right? I don't deal with people who want to just get money to just have it or just to go on vacation, whatever. You have to have a plan, and if you don't, I'll sit down and strategize with you to be able to, get a income producing asset because you have to take this serious, right? So for me, coming from the hair industry, I deal with a lot of people in the beauty industry. So I'm helping people get funding to start their salons, to open salon suites, right? Another thing is like apartment buildings. It don't have to be a big building, like myself, like a 8 unit, 4 unit, whether duplexes, any of that stuff. Anything that you can essentially put your money into that's going to bring a nice return. I say that people do transportation. You have to be a hustler. You have to know what you're doing with that.
Right.
But there is a lot of people who are in that industry and need, the funding for that. So I help a lot of people with that. Like I've actually helped a lot of people with the equipment funding and stuff like that. Yeah. Actually, I got a few people on my page. Yeah, I love that part of it because, like I said,
Yeah. Talk to me about like one of your like stories, like as far as like a success story you've came across that you probably would never forget. Like a client that you may have helped, like something along those lines.
It was actually one of my first client when I was unofficially the finance angel, right? And it really gave me the motivation too. So I knew a guy and he had a couple kids or whatever, and he was going through a divorce. He had been in like the transportation industry, but he had let it go for whatever reasons in the house, but he wanted to get back into it. Got with him, his credit was like a 540 something, 500s across. So I was like, sat down with him. I'm like, look, if you're serious about it, we could put a strategy together. So we really put the strategy together. Got his credit fixed. Got him some authorized users put on there. So people look at those, and you have to use it strategically, right? It's not just to have this, authorized people. No, we had to build the credit up. So we sat there, we built it. We was able to get him $98,000 and to be able to go out and get a truck. Yeah, and then the coolest part of that was, we put a plan together, like for in the industry. He was able to pay his money back. He paid that whole thing back in like 2.5 years.
I like that you mentioned that because a lot of people have the biggest fear of like, I don't want to get a credit card, don't want to get a loan, because my biggest thing is I don't believe I can pay it back, or like I have to pay this money back. You know what I mean? So basically, they're saying I don't believe in myself. So I'm glad that you mentioned that, you put a plan. Like, what was the plan that you put together?
So we put together was, so initially, the loan that we got was a little higher on the interest side because, of course, we had just, put him through the whole process of cleaning the credit and building it. So he didn't have, what people really initially want. So it was more of like a more subprime loan. Okay. So the interest was higher on it. So we put a strategy together. Okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to use part of your 0% interest, right? So we had got some cards, and we're going to use part of this money for this. And we took the loan, actually put some of the money aside so that way he's able to pay for the loan while he's still, while he's out being able to make money. And then you have to worry about the interest over on the card. So it was like, okay, put some money to the side, get in this truck, start grinding, and we made a payment plan. So boom, you just keep paying it, And we systemized it to, it was the same amount. It becomes no system. It's already on auto draft. Those are the things. So the thing is, people a lot of time will allow their feelings to get in the way. Business doesn't have anything to do with feelings. It's all about systems. So once you have a system in place, it doesn't matter what you feel like. It's going to happen. Yes. So systematically, that money was coming out. It was going back to Penn. And he was able to flow his business for the first few months, because you're getting business, you ain't really making money. That's why I said, you put some of the money to the side so you can pay that loan. Right. And so it built his credit crazy. Yeah. Right. And now he can go back and be like, I paid that, so let's get some more money. And
I'm sure it gave him that confidence to go out there. Like I have like 6 months worth of expenses to be covered, and I don't got to worry about X, Y, and Z. Like, it gives you enough time to go out there and make money.
He actually scaled too. Now he's at like 5 trucks. Still, yep.
Wow.
Shout out to DMV Transportation. Yeah, he's good. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. That's really good stuff. That's really.
So I think that was probably one of my big ones.
Yeah,
and then like you said, it's the confidence thing. I think that's another thing about it. I helped a young lady like to believe in herself again. Like she went through like a divorce and kind of beat her down bad. So like she's in the hair industry too. So I helped her. She got her hair salon going now in Kennesaw. Nice. Like she really did her thing with it. So yeah. I think the biggest thing that I enjoy too is like feeding and loving, like Deion said, feeding, loving on the people. Because once you have somebody behind you and showing you that, hey, it can really be done.
Yeah.
And once you have that game plan, once you give somebody a roadmap and, yo, this is how it could work out. As long as you stick to the script, and I talk to people all the time about their self-belief and making sure that you show up for yourself.
Yeah.
Right? And once you start showing up for yourself, you believe you could do anything, and it comes out in other areas of your life.
That's true.
So, yeah, those are the things, yeah.
Is there ever a point where people come to you for funding and you're like, it might be like their first business venture and they might want to pull out like 6 figures, like, oh, I want $100,000 in funding. Is there like from your perspective as somebody, you know, who's gonna help them get that funding, do you tell them like, I think you probably should start low, or depending on their business, you might think it's the right number?
So me, I always assess it for what it is, and I'm gonna tell you exactly what I think, right? I've told people no. I've declined people and tell them I'm not helping you with your funding because your intention's not right, or you don't have a plan, or I know you're not gonna listen to me. You know, so yeah, definitely I always assess it, and I kind of do the research sometimes depending on if I'm not, you know, a company, like sure about the industry, because I want to be for sure that it's the right fit for them. Sometimes we think it's the right fit for us, but we don't know. And as an expert, you know, I want to make sure from a professional side that, hey, this is the right fit and this is what you need for that. So yeah, definitely. I'm in it with people, man. I'm in it with my people, like, because it's my name. Because my thing is, I never want you to come in worse than what you know, leave out worse than what you came in.
Yep.
So if I know I'm gonna get you this money, you're not gonna do the right thing with it. Because what's gonna happen is you're gonna blame me. Well, Angel said, or Angel did. No.
You're good at doing that too.
Yeah.
And I'm real big about giving people the information because I love to give people information. But whatever you do with it, or if you choose to or don't, that's on you. But you can't say I didn't give it to you.
Right.
Now that's real right there, because you know, unfortunately, some people they're in the funding game, and you know, people be like, yo, I want 100,000, 150,000. They're just looking at the percentage, and when those people screw themselves up, you know.
Speaking of, it comes back to my angle and where I am now, currently as a finance angel. Like, I've always felt this way, but it's more now that I'm seeing it in real life, because I'm looking and I'm like, yo, there's business owners who don't know the next step. There's people that's still funding their business out of their pocket. There's people who, you know, want good credit, but they don't know how to do it, you know. And there's some people that want to do it, but they scared to allow people to help them, right? Because some people getting burnt. My thing is, I don't want to help without helping, if that makes sense, right? So my thing is now, when I'm talking to people and you want to come to me for your credit, all right, cool. I don't want to fix your credit. I want to teach you how to fix your credit. I'll walk with you hand in hand to show you. But guess what? Now I know when you leave me, you know how to maintain your credit. You can go help your family, your kids, your neighbors, whoever it is. So guess what happens now? My mission gets even bigger and better and expands faster because I helped you. Now you can go help somebody else, and it goes on and on. So my thing now, I don't want to do credit repair. I don't. I want you to know how to repair your credit and maintain your credit on your own. So now I'm like, hey, instead of you paying me X, Y, Z, because I know you're going to come back. Because a lot of times people in credit repair, that's not their first rodeo. It's not their first time doing it. What happens is they lack the knowledge to be able to maintain it. Because people will fix it and say, oh, go about your business. I don't do that. So now instead of you paying X, Y, Z, let's say $2,000 with me to fix your credit, why don't you pay $3,500, $500, whatever the case may be, and me stand with you, teach you how to do it, show you how to, you know, get leverage, you know, leverage your credit to get money, show you how to, you know, help other people, show you how to get, you know, an asset, you know, that's gonna bring some money back to you. Let's get in this mentorship. Let's walk hand in hand.
So for the people that wants to learn this kind of game, learn this kind of information, because we touched on a lot, you know, and I don't think an hour is good enough, you know. There's a lot more to this, you know. There's a lot of more step-by-steps. There's a lot of more troubles that they're more than likely going to run into, you know, by themselves. You know, you gave them good enough information to go out there and start the process. But to really get to the next step and really get to the next level, I'm sure there's going to be some kind of brick walls.
Right.
How can the people learn a little bit more from you?
I love when you said that, by yourself, because that's what it is a lot of time. Because a lot of time you're by yourself trying to figure this stuff out, or you have a friend who know just as much as you, family member who know even less than you, and they giving you advice. So what I do, just because of that, I host weekly classes on Sundays. They're free classes. You can pull up 7 p.m. every Sunday, and you could actually go to thefinanceangel.com/class. And, you know, enroll in the class. And for, you know, as a special, for you come in, I also give out my free workbook.
Okay.
And that way, you know, you're able to have it physically and tangibly as well as coming to the class and get the knowledge for free.
That's good stuff.
And I offer, you know, like I said, I offer courses, mentorships. You know, some people feel like, oh, I need you to walk with me, hold my hand. So they need me, you know, live. So I do mentorship as well as have a self-paced course.
Yes.
No, that's
Really
amazing.
good.
That's amazing. I did want to ask you too, on the banking side, like with your experience, you know, getting people funding, like what are some banks that you would say is like, you know, friendly for like new business owners, so they could probably get maybe their first 10K, 20K, 30, even 50K possibly. Like what are some banks or some cards that you know that are really, really good?
Yeah, you know, actually, I prefer credit union because credit unions are made of people like us, right? And
Yeah.
they're like damn near nonprofit, so they, you know, I prefer them because you don't have to be like perfect, right?
Yeah.
Versus like the big banks, and
Yep.
they're more apt to give it to you. So I like the Penn Feds. Of course, I like the Navy Fed. I like the Christian communities. You know, those type of you know, credit unions. But of course, if you're going to be, you know, starting your funding sequence, you do have to go to, if you're going to go to a big bank, you do have to check in with Chase because Chase don't like being a secondary, right? Because they got that 524 rule, bitch. If you have any more than five, a lot of time it'd be less than that, but 5 inquiries within a 24-month period, they won't give you anything. It don't matter what your credit look like. So yeah, I always say go first, like credit unions, regional banks, smaller banks first.
Yeah.
Like some of
Do any of the credit unions have any requirements that people need to follow or to qualify for?
A lot of times it's just be a member. Be a member and start going in and get their products. So like I tell people like the Navy Feds, it's always easy to get into Navy Federal. You know, it's always that backdoor play. You know, my grandfather used to be and he passed away. You know, we don't have that information. And if you don't get through that first time, call back. You know, tell them, hey, you know.
Yeah.
But always, you know, go into these places and be serious. Build a relationship. Get their products. Go into Navy Fed. You know, get you a good checking account with them. You know, your savings account. Get you a pledge loan, right? Pledge loan is just basically you taking your own money, putting it into your savings account, and saying, "Hey, give me a loan based off of my own money." Right. And what they do, they release it right back to you. You take that, pay it down 90% over the next like day or two after they pay it for. Tell them no auto pay though. Pay it, no auto pay. Don't set it up, but just pay it. You know, a couple of times over time.
Start building your credit strong.
Wow.
Yes, it builds your credit up and your rapport with them. You know what I'm saying? So your internal bank score goes crazy with them because now you got their products and now I just watch you pay off this.
Wow.
And that's what banks love because a lot of times, especially people who just came out of credit repair, I'm not knocking what people do, but I ain't that internet, you know what I'm saying, credit guru. I'm not telling you put all these Covos and all this crap on your credit because that's the first thing they look at because they look at it like, oh, they just came out of credit repair. I need you to go in these real banks and get you pledge loans, get you real secured cards, get you stuff that's real, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that when underwriters looking at you, they don't look at you sideways like, oh, you just bought all this stuff. You just came out of credit repair. No.
Wow.
We need to do this stuff for real and do it right.
That's a fact. That's
Yeah.
a fact. So knowing what you know now, right? If you was to go back and already have this information, would you have closed your salon back like during like post pandemic, or would you have like had an opportunity to go out and get funding and probably open another salon and then kind of just stayed in that salon world, or you feel like
Question.
I probably would have still transitioned to the financial world regardless?
It would be a bit of both, but I'll be light years ahead of where I am now. I'll have salon suites. I will have a gang of salon suites at this point. I'll be buying the building instead of getting a salon rented. I would definitely see. At my goal was always I always had an exit strategy. Like I never wanted to be 40 and behind a chair. So I mean, nothing against anybody who is. That just wasn't for me. And I always loved people. I love people, so I always loved to educate. So knowing this stuff, I definitely would have had a fleet of salon suites, teaching people how to do it as I do. But I would definitely be in this space still because this is what I call, and I know after everything I've been through and God allowed me to get through, it's for me to teach the people these things.
It's true.
I can't. I'm doing people a disservice knowing all this stuff and not telling them.
Yeah.
And I have such a patience and a love for teaching and love for people that it works for me.
Yeah.
It works for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I really did enjoy this conversation today.
Definitely.
Oh, great.
You know,
I enjoyed
it
it.
definitely gave me a lot of insight. You know, as far as even like the life insurance. I always like having life insurance combos. But yeah, any final words that you'd like to leave with the people?
Yeah, just be serious, man. You know, and give yourself time. You know, have grace. I mean, we all make mistakes, and it's not that we fail because we not lazy, that we lazy or we not doing the right things. We fail a lot of times because we don't have the proper structure and the proper financial literacy, the proper education. So go out and get these things. You know what I'm saying? Don't ask your grandmother, don't ask your auntie. Stay away from people who are still doing the same things, still thinking the same, you know what I'm saying? Stay away from those people. And my other piece of advice, if you wouldn't trade lives or bank accounts with them, don't ask they ask for their opinion because it don't matter. But no, just give yourself grace. Don't go for a miracle overnight thing. If it happens too fast, then yeah, it might not be sustainable. Yeah.
Well, and also, how can the people find you a little bit more?
Oh, so I am the Finance Angel on all platforms except TikTok. I am the Finance Angel 1. You can also link in with me at thefinanceangel.com.
No, this was a really good one.
Good, yeah.
It kind of made me think like everything you went through was like a learning experience. Like now you're really good at life insurance. Now you're helping people get their policies in order from your mistakes. You self-funded yourself early on and then had to close shop. Now you're getting people funding so they can go on and scale their business. So it definitely is amazing, to see you learning from your experience and helping other people at this point.
Yo, you know what? Let me take that back too. The biggest thing I would say is get a mentor. That's the thing that really changed my life, mentorship. Because if I would have had the knowledge and a mentor, again, I would be light years ahead. Because at the time, back in the days, like I said, our time was different. You didn't see, online where everybody's a coach or a mentor. We didn't have that. Yeah. You might see somebody doing something, but a lot of times they still self-funded too. So we were just making it happen off of what we knew. Right. But you don't have to. I made all the mistakes. I've been through all of that for you so that you don't have to. Right? Yeah. Get a mentor. Preferably Angel Spear.
I agree.
But if it's not me, definitely get a mentor.
Get somebody.
Angel, get somebody. Definitely.
So this was another episode of Motion and Success. Listen, guys, I enjoyed this podcast. How about yourself, bro?
It's a great episode. Like I learned a lot. I learned a lot
too, especially with that AI tool that you mentioned.
Yes.
What's the name of it?
Notebook LM.
Notebook LM. That's definitely a huge takeaway for sure. Yeah. Never heard about that one. But definitely, this is another episode of Motion and Success. Again, guys, if you're looking to learn how to grow your digital business online, you need systems. So go ahead and text the word GHL to 646-624-0611. I will definitely give you guys a free course and also a 30-day trial to go out and start using a CRM called Go High Level. This has been a game changer for us in our business. So there you have it. That's another episode of Motion and Success. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.